Are you tired of feeling like you're not reaching your full potential? And you feel like whenever you're in a group setting, people don't respect you or they're not listening to you the way they should. And believe it or not, you might be doing these things for people to do that. And if you really want to stand out from the crowd and be the top 1%, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about the top traits that are going to take you to the next level. So get ready to become the best version of yourself. So trait 1 is doing what you said you're going to do. And I've seen so many people in my life that when they say they're going to do something, they never do it. They never follow up and they never rise to the occasion. Don't be that person. Here's the thing. People remember what you told them. Even if they're not bringing up in the conversation, they have not forgotten. So if you told your friend you're gonna do something, make sure you follow through. If you told your boss you're gonna get something done, make sure you get it done. And when I was in the workforce, I was working for my boss, and whenever I told him that I'll get something done, I made sure that I stayed up all night, and no matter what happened, I got the job done. And this does not stop here. And I've seen so many people who always talk about a big game. I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to do this business. I'm going to do that business. I'm going to become a millionaire. And every time I hear this and see this, I'm smiling inside because I know damn well that this person's not going to follow through. They don't have the guts to make their dreams come true. And people know this. People know that you're all talk. That's why they're not respecting you. The real doers are out there executing every day. They're making their dreams happen. They're not just sitting there on the sidelines talking about it, dreaming about it, having fluffy talk. And one thing I've learned to avoid certain situations is not to overpromise something to someone. And if you're gonna do it, then make sure you do deliver on that promise. So whenever I'm investing in companies, out of the 100 companies I invest in, I know only one will give me my money back. But I also know that 99 companies that do not make it, I'm building my reputation on those, which will allow me to get more deals in the future. Because people talk. Good entrepreneurs will tell other entrepreneurs about how good of an investor you are, how you helped them, and how you kept to your word. Okay, trait number 2 that is gonna help you reach to the top is showing up early. And whenever I say showing up early, you need to show up early to all your meetings, all your commitments. And a lot of times what happens is whenever we're late, our automatic response is to come up with excuses. Oh, it was because of the traffic, it was because of this reason or that reason. And you should never do that. First thing you should do is apologize and own up to it and make sure you're not making those mistakes. Now, we're all human. Things happen, situations come up, different events happen in our life that are beyond our control, but you do not need to make a habit of it. And if you're someone that is constantly running late, you're late to meetings, you're late to arrive on time, people will not respect you because you're wasting their time and they know that you're unreliable. Now, I'm not going to count myself out of this. When I was young, I was constantly running late. I was coming up with excuses. And I remember coming to class one day late and my professor called me out on it. He said, "Timur, you're late." And you know what happened? I was automatically making excuses. I was saying, oh, this is my first day to school. I couldn't find the class. I didn't know where the parking was. I didn't know where this was. Then I remember his response. He said, "Timur, if I told you you're going to get $1 million today if you came on time, you would have made heaven and earth together to make sure you were here on the dot." And that one statement flipped a switch inside of me. And I was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. If you were giving me $1 million, I would have made sure I was here on time. And now every time I'm going to a place or a meeting, I'm always thinking $1 million are on the line. If I don't show up, I'm going to lose it. So now every time I go, I make sure I'm there 15 minutes earlier. And remember this, if you're on time, you're late. If you're early, you're on time. Speaking of showing up early, another trait that you need to have is showing up every day. And I've seen so many untalented people who are not as good, and they are winning because they choose to show up every day in and day out. They're disciplined. Now think about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Even if he was the last man on earth, he would choose to show up to the gym every day and pump iron no matter what happened. And you need to be the same way. And here's the thing. I know I'm not the most handsome guy out there. I know I'm not the most talented guy out there. I know I'm not this or that. But I do know that nobody's gonna outbeat me in my hustle to show up every day in my discipline, because that's one thing that I can't control. There's always going to be somebody who's more richer than you, more equipped than you, more better than you in every way of life. But one thing that nobody should be able to beat you in is showing up every day. Trait number 4 is helping your friends win. Here's how you do it. If your friend posts a video on YouTube, make sure you comment on it and you like it. If your friend posts a post on LinkedIn, make sure you comment on it and you share it. If a friend is asking you to make an intro for them and to open a door for them, make sure you do it. If they have a post on LinkedIn that they're hiring someone for their job, make sure you share it without them asking. Share their business on your social media without them even asking. Buy something from their business, support their store, support their e-commerce brand. If they're having a fundraiser, support that, drop some money in. Wishing them happy birthday once a year. And it's not that hard to do in this day and age with Facebook. Facebook gives you alert when it's somebody's birthday. And don't even just write a message. Go beyond that. Give them a text message, give them a call. If you do not have Facebook, create a calendar, put their birthday in there. And I promise you, these things matter. People remember what you said to them. And when it's your turn, people are gonna show up for you as well. Tip number 5 is going all out. If you're going to start a YouTube channel, then go all out. If you're going to start a TikTok, then go all out. Starting a business, go all out. And make sure whatever you're doing, do not half-ass it. Give your 110%. And never be timid in your approach. Be aggressive, hit hard. And if you're going to commit to something, make sure you become the best at it. And there's a big difference between winners and losers. Losers are the ones, whenever they stop something, they drop it halfway. Either they get tired, they're not disciplined enough. Whatever that reason is. Most people do not have the patience for it. They believe in overnight successes, but you need to realize there's no such thing. It's only PR because they made for such good headlines. And most people who you look at who seem like overnight successes, I promise you, they've been working at it for years, slowly chipping away, building brick by brick. And finally, when they come out, it looks like this huge grandiose that they have accomplished something overnight, but that's never the case. Trait number 6 is stop trying to making sure everyone likes you. Here's what I always think about. Without getting into any religious debate, if you think about the best among mankind, whether it was Jesus, Muhammad, or Buddha, there were people in the world who still hated them. And whenever you compare them to yourself, you realize there's never a comparison. People will always find something about you that they do not like or hate about you. Whenever you're creating a product or putting something out there in the world, people will always find a way to complain and not to like something. And even if you look at American presidents and their approval rating, they're always a little bit above 50% or a little bit below. And from this, you should realize only 50% of the people, a little bit above or a little bit below, will like you. And that's what you should be aiming for. Why? Because there's no money to be made being loved by everyone. You need to pick a side. Look at Kim Kardashian. Look at Justin Bieber. Some people love them, some people hate them. But are they making money? Heck yeah, they're making money. They're laughing all the way to the bank. So you need to make sure you're being yourself, project your ideas to the world, and your tribe will find you. Trait number 7 is that you need to learn to build the track as a train is rolling. You'll never have enough data. You'll never have the right cards in your hand. There will never be the perfect time. Remember, the perfect time was yesterday. The next best time is right now. The hardest thing is always getting started. But once you do and you begin on your journey, doors will automatically start opening for you. Things will start coming your way. You just need to start and learn as you go. And honestly, most of the time, that is the difference between you and the person that has the things you want. It's not that they're better than you or smarter than you, it's just that they're out there and making it happen. And I can assure you, if you constantly practice and master these traits, you'll be catapulted to the top 1%. It takes dedication, commitment, and perseverance to achieve greatness. But these traits will make you unstoppable and it will build your character. So be that person that you always wanted to be. So whenever people look at you and say, well, I don't like the guy, but I respect him.